I am excited! You want to know why? Because we're talking about money! There are absolutely a lot to talk about when it comes to money. We'll start from how to count the numbers when it comes to money first. Tell you a little story first. This is a long time ago. I was doing some used car shopping. I went to this used car lot, which is a used car sales place, just so you know. I found myself a salesperson and I started to look around and I found this car. I asked him, how much is this? Guy said, $75. What is that, $75? I was getting a little excited over there, and then I saw another car. I said, how much is that one? He said, $39.95. $39.95, what is that? $40? That sounds even better. It looks very nice. It looks almost new. That's pretty cool. Of course, after a while, I realized that was a little too good to be true, of course. When he said 75, he didn't say $75. He said $7,500. $39.95 sounds like $40. That's $3,995 at the end of the day. Where did this confusion come from? Let's talk about this for a second. First of all, $7,500 is not something a lot of people outside of North America would use, because we thought, hey, you can't count 100 over 10. You can't do that. Well, here in North America, we can, because if you think about it, $7,500 takes you like half an hour to say. $7,500, so much easier. So just for simplicity's sakes, people refer to $7,500. Now here are some exceptions though, just so you know. When it comes to numbers, as soon as it meets a 10, you can't do it anymore. For example, 8,000, can you say that? Answer is no. If it's 8,000, you say 8,000. If it's 7,000, you say 7,000. That's a rule. You gotta remember it. The other thing I need to talk about, which is the $39.95 case. I know it's confusing sometimes. $39.95 can mean $39.95. It could also mean $3,995. Well, how do we distinguish that? Well, it's pretty easy. Look at the product. If it looks like a $4,000 product, it's probably not going to be 40 bucks, just so you know. This is what's happening. Not only when it comes to money, a lot of the times, if it's just a 4-digit number, people like to cut it in half, make it into 2 double-digit numbers. People say $39.95 just to make it easier to say. Again, if you say $3,995, again, it takes you a long time to say, just to make it a little easier. Hopefully that's helpful. Alright, let's spend some time and talk about the denominations of money, or as some other people call it, the units of money. Let's start by talking about the smallest unit. It's so small it's hard to find it. There you go! This is 1 cent. And it's only in the format of a coin. People don't make them in paper money anymore because it's not worth it. 1 cent, we also call it a penny. Well, take a close look. The next thing we have is a nickel. It's called a nickel because it's made a nickel. This coin actually represents 5 cents. There you go. It's your turn to take a close look at it. The next coin we're going to talk about is called a dime, which represents 10 cents. It's funny because, actually, if you look at it, it's smaller than a penny. Take a close look at it now. Right, the next coin we're going to spend some time and talk about is a quarter. Guess why it's called a quarter? I couldn't figure it out. Aside from it might be a quarter of $1, which represents 25 cents. There you go. Take a close look at it now. What I'm holding right now is a Canadian $1 coin. Now, the concept of a $1 coin does not exist in the United States of America, because for $1 you get a piece of paper instead of a coin. I think it's a pretty good idea and pretty cool to have a